Hi, friends and fellow viewers. Welcome to another episode of Coffee Conversation, the Emerging Lawyer series powered by the Emerging India Forum, TIF, Lions Club of Mumbai Shining, India Business Group, IBG, Indian Chamber of International Business, ICIB, and Prime Infotech Solution, our tech partner. The theme for today's conversation is Settle Disputes by Mediating and ADR 10 Things I Wish I Would Know Earlier. I, Jolly Singh, will be co-hosting today's conversation with our favorite host, Mr. Mansoor Thakral. For our today's coffee conversation, we have today with us Disha Karambar. Advocate Disha is founder of law firm Disha Karambar and Associates with extensive experience of 16 years in commercial litigation, banking and finance, debt recovery, corporates and individuals, property disputes, arbitration and conciliation, and execution of decrees awards. She has been promoting ADR and has been able to settle several disputes by mediating. She is also a co-founder of Council of Mediation and Arbitration. We welcome you, ma'am. So Yes, ma'am. So as our format goes, we first cover your professional journey and then we cover the personal journey and we end our conversation with a fun rapid fire round. So let's get started with our today's conversation. Over to you, Mansoor.
Thank you, Jolly. Welcome, Disha. It is a very great honor that you're with us today at the Coffee Conversations, and we are very excited to know about your journey.
Thank you.
All right.
My journey?
Yes. Okay. So Disha, let's start off this. So how did your journey as a legal professional started, and what were the initial challenges you faced in your career, in your starting days?
Yeah. First of all, thank you for calling me on this platform, and it's great meeting Jolly and you, Mansoor. I'm Advocate Disha Karambar Mulgaonkar. So I use both my names, that is Karambar, that is Median name, and Mulgaonkar, so that I give my credit to my father as well as my husband. Okay. And second thing is that my father had an intention for me and my sister to become something in legal or law field. So my father was more emphasizing us to become a police officer. Then slowly we turn into law. So there are two people who made me come to this profession. That is my father, and second is my senior with whom I was working. His name is Mr. Singh.
All right.
Yeah, that was my inspiration to come to legal field. And what were my challenges? Initial days after my practice, it was about gaining that trust to the people so that I can get matters. Because as a new lawyer, the most challenging phase of life is that people trusting you, that though they are very young, so whether my matter will be taken care by them properly. These were the challenges.
Okay. So how would you arbitrators differ from mediator? What is the main difference between these two?
Yes. So the mediator is the person who facilitates the dispute gap between the parties. That is, he bridges the gap. He is not the person who decides, basically. And arbitrator is the one who decides upon the matter. He adjudicates the dispute and passes an award, which becomes a decree when not challenged. So this is the very main difference. The mediator is just a facilitator, and arbitrator is a person who decides as a authority upon the matter. He is a quasi judicial authority.
Okay. Okay. So as you said that you have quite some inspiration of becoming an advocate, arbitrator, or a mediator. Is there any certain kind of incident that motivated you? No, this is why I want to be an advocate. Has there been any kind of an incident that way in your life?
Yes, there were many, because I have been seeing a lot of miss things done with people, though whether it is very small, like even a person who crosses the lane without any bad intention, but still he is fine, though he is not at fault, because there is no indication on a traffic rule, on the traffic rule. So all these small things made me think, yes, we should do something for the society, and that's why I'm in this field, so that I can help my those weaker section of the society where I can represent them. And in my initial stage, I did represent a lot of custodial matters and all. So this is
Okay.
what my journey
So
as a lawyer.
any such incident where, okay, all right. So Disha, is there like any kind of an incident that has like touched your heart? Okay, like you said, when people are crossing the lanes or something like that, is there any kind of an incident that you may like to tell us about, like that really motivated you? Like, okay, after this, I really want to be an advocate. Any such an incidents that must have happened in your life? Any such?
See, there was not specifically, but I could understand the difference of not reaching to the justice, people not able to reach to the justice. That indirectly made me come to this field, and I was so fortunate that I got my seniors so profound and so knowledgeable that they guided me to the right channel, that you do this uh, work, and then definitely you'll be able to help the society. And over a period of time, now I have done my 16 years of practice, so I felt that after going to the court, there are also people not being satisfied. So what I thought is, let us go for a mediation, because this was a long legacy of Indian society to mediate or to help people by solving the dispute by talks. So I made my efforts in that particular field, and then I continued, and then we formed like we had a few people who formed the CMA, that is Council for Mediation and Arbitration, that operates from Panvel. So we are a legal fraternity people, as well as some other field people like engineers and CAs. So we have come together, and we adjudicate and we mediate the disputes for commercial business or business organizations or associations.
Okay. So this is the question. Okay, like how do you balance neutrality and impartiality as a mediator?
See, neutrality is what it's just, I told you that it's like facilitating the uh, function, right? So neutral is, we have to be, that is the basic first part of being a mediator. You can't be a judgmental for any of the situation. Okay.
Okay.
And if you are not judgmental, then definitely you have the balance of neutrality. And the second, what you asked is,
Impartiality.
yes. See, here we are not deciding the matter, right? So as a mediator, we are only on the first phase of neutrality. So it's very easy. But as an arbitrator, if you ask, it's really very challenging, because you have to hear both the sides, and what you feel correct, you have to pass a judgment. So over there, we don't see how the people are, we see what are the facts placed on record. So that's all for deciding the matter as an arbitrator, and to facilitate the mediation as a mediator.
Okay. So, in your experience, has there been any kind of like misconceptions you must have heard about mediation? And if you could tell us a few.
See, about the misconception, it is like people think that अरे mediation में कुछ होता भी है क्या? Definitely बहुत कुछ होता है, लेकिन सामने वाले की तैयारी भी होनी चाहिए. Like people should be prepared, and if people are not prepared, that matter नहीं, हमको ego problem है, and all those things are there, then the matter doesn't get settled. But definitely, if the both the parties are desperately willing and know the pros and cons of the situation, once they go to the court, then definitely people do settle the matters in mediation. There are many such cases. After and during the litigation period, also matter goes for mediation, and they are settled.
What are the most challenging cases you have worked on as an arbitrator? If you could tell us something about that, or a few of those cases.
Yeah, there are many actually, but every case in it is unique. But I'll tell you two things as an arbitrator, which I have found difficult. That is where the government was given an authority to make the payment to a borrower in that
Okay.
particular field. and I had to decide, and it was really very challenging. This was a recent matter. And one more thing where there was a PSU, and I had to decide because both the parties were at par in that, what they say, submissions and documentation. So that was two cases where I found it really very challenging to pass an award in that matters.
Okay. All right. Okay. So like for you, you may be having many cases that keep coming. So you have worked as an advocate, as an arbitrator, as a mediator, all three in one. So there may be such a case that has mentally like must have disturbed you for a long time. So any such cases?
Yeah, that was a matter before Bombay High Court. That
Okay.
was a dispute between a son, daughter, and the mother. So
Okay.
I was representing a daughter and mother, and the son, he was really very harsh on those two people. And then the judge, who was actually a wonderful judge, before whom we got the opportunity to represent a case. I'm not disclosing the name, but it was really very well understood by the judge, and the judgment was passed in our favor. So we got a relief. Now it's again coming up before the new judge for the next level of litigation between them. So that is the case where I found it really very disturbing, because it was like everything was of father, and now mother is very senior, and sister got the sister got married, so he is trying to claim the property and all those things. So that was really disturbing. But once the particular relief was granted by the court, I was really very happy.
But on a serious note, like Disha, I really would like to ask you, like, this is a personal thing, but I have this respect for lawyers. Like, you'll get so many cases day by day and everything, that mental stress that may be coming on to you, and now you're coming on a show and like speaking everything out, like hats off to you. Yeah.
Like,
Really hats off
actually,
to you.
what they say, it is really very initial days. I used to think, "Arey, mera bhi naam aana chahiye, like I should appear, represent." That time, one case was like 100 matters at a time, because I was very new. But now, even I have 3-4 matters or 10 matters in a day, I'm very comfortable, because it counts the experience and the representation. The more I represent before the court, the more I get happy, and the more challenging matters I can take over a period of time. It's like that.
Okay. What is one of the most crucial qualities you believe an advocate should have in these times?
See, there are many, but I'll tell you, when you are before the bench, okay, that moment, that instinct, the 1 second decision-making power in favor of your client, that makes the whole difference in that particular relief which you are going to get. So that instant decision-making power, I would say, when you are before the court.
Okay. All right. Moving on to the next question. You have been a part of BI, have been the first female executive committee member of Bombay Industrial Association on the 75th year. How is the experience, and how has BI helped you in your career?
It was actually a great experience. I felt very happy, but at the same time, I also felt a little sad that it actually took 75 years for BI to put a female into an executive committee members list. None others, and what they say. Nevertheless, they took the initiative. Then the president, Mr. Neville Sanghvi, who took the initiative of encouraging female entrepreneurs in their group. So that boosted, and I was the first female who actually penetrated those areas and made myself and the members over there comfortable. And they really were so welcoming and so happy to invite female entrepreneurs over a period of time. Now we have gone to around 100 plus who are actively participating in BI. And as far as BI has been helpful for me in my career is, I met actually very, very quality people and good people around me. So that is what I got from BI.
All right. Okay. You were in participation with Mahalok Adalats, right?
Yes.
How is that experience?
That experience was also good because we could see so many matters getting settled. And that during that phase, the parties, like the complainant, were also so, what they say, humble enough to consider the proposals so quickly that we could, we and my team as a CMA then, we could resolve 300 matters on that particular day itself.
Okay. So like 1500 matters in a day, you'll be able to clear that in a day.
300 out of around 10,000 were there, but we were only one bunch. Like we were given around 500 matters, and we could close around 300 matters in that particular day.
Okay, and how many of you all used to work together?
We were put in the group of four
Okay.
people were there, 2 judge mediator and a co-mediator. And the participants were like that. So there were around 100 matters given to each section of the group. And like that, there were 15 groups.
15 groups.
So we could, so we could around 500 matters, we could resolve 300.
Okay. So, but then when you are like when you're in a team, as you said, like all of you all with 3 of you all or 4 of you all in a group. So how does that team work, or how does that management come between you all? I'm a little bit curious. I'm really curious to ask you about that. How did you all manage to like get it together?
See, the sitting judge is also there and the co-mediator. So what we do is we try to make the complainant and the other side come together and tell them these are the benefits if you resolve it now. These are the pros and cons if you don't resolve it. So then people understand that, yes, we have put, and but the recovery is like pre-litigation. Okay. So they have not invested much amount before recovery in that particular matter. And then parties also available, and those things come, and there and then only we execute the award also. Like, yes, now there is a 10,000 rupees due, and the party is willing to pay 7,000 or 6,000, then we negotiate कि पापा थोड़ा बहुत आप कम कर लीजिए, and then you raise the bargaining starts from, actually it is like bargaining also at the time, because we try to push the opposite side to a higher level and the complainant to a lesser the level they can come down, and then the gap is bridged. So that way. So it's clearly, it takes around maybe half an hour, 15 minutes also. Sometimes it's like parties already decide, yeah, I have to give 10,000 rupees. Whatever it may happen, then we tell the complainant, Baba, thoda sa aap kam kar dijiye. He is willing to execute. And the payment is like within 1 or 2 days. So that it doesn't make any sense to withhold for a longer time. So it's a win-win situation for both the parties. And the litigation authorities also. Like that.
Could you tell us something more about the Council of Mediation and Arbitration? What exactly it is?
See, it is a association which promotes the ADR. ADR is 3 forms like arbitration, mediation, and conciliation. Mediation is the first stage where you negotiate between the parties, bridge the gap, and bring them to a settlement. Once the settlement is done, they can engage a conciliator who passes an award. The award is executed, and then it becomes a decree. Okay. And then if these 2 things are not being taken part of that particular dispute, then the matter directly refers to arbitration, where it is a quasi-judicial authority which properly adjudicates the evidence, listens to parties, then upon a period of time, after listening, going through the trial and all, then they award is passed. So these are the main core area of Council of Mediation and Arbitration. So we are all affiliated with IIAM, that is Indian Indian Institution for Arbitration and Mediation, operating from Kochi. So we are all students of IIAM.
Okay. Right. You are very passionate about ADR. Why is it so?
Because that makes people's life more easy. And actually the judiciaries also, because it reduces the burden of people going to court, and then it also gives space to the judicial officers and the judges to hear those long pending matters. So we are trying to bring out all those small matters or big matters which can be taken care by the quasi judicial authorities.
Okay. So that's why the whole passion is over there for ADR.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So Disha, we have come to the end of the professional journey. So we got to know a lot about your professional life. And I think we are more excited to know about your personal life as well. So I think Jolly is going to do an amazing job for finding out more about you in your personal journey. So thank you. And over to you, Jolly.
Thank you so much, Mansoor. So, ma'am, I will be taking up the personal journey questions. So my first question to you would be, how do you maintain your work-life balance? How are you doing so?
So the credit goes to my mom and my family, because my mom, my parents, my husband, my kids, my mother-in-law, my sister-in-law, my sister, everyone contributes to my taking care of my profession and my household responsibilities. So I will give credit to all my family members, because they are my backbone basically. Without them, I would have not done this profession so well. So this is my secret.
Good family is very important for every woman to be successful in a professional life as well. So great indeed, ma'am. Can you share some of the tips for women entrepreneurs and professionals to become successful in their careers, as you were discussing about your success?
Yes. So the first tip is that for women would be they should have the desire to do something, first of all. Whether it is very small, whether it is very big, okay? And you should feel pride that you are doing something outside and taking care of household responsibilities. Because I know there are people who think that घर का काम ही मेरा साथ में होता है. See, it is my decision to go out and work. Okay. I can stay at home also. I can stay at home and educate people by whatever I have. It is, nobody is making me compulsory to go out. It is my choice. So I should respect my decision, and then I should respect my responsibilities as well. I have not said, or there is nothing that husbands don't do. Good husbands definitely help people, or not the people, wife. You know why? Because without them, we can't survive, and without wife, husband can't survive. It's a what they say, track where the train runs with the support of each other.
Absolutely, ma'am. We are this month celebrating Women Empowerment Month. So what does Sri Shakti mean for you? What does women empowerment signifies to you personally?
Women empowerment signifies to me as the freedom given to a woman, and she should explore it to the right way, right channel, and to the maximum. That is what I believe in Sri Shakti.
Okay, ma'am. And like, what do you think that one thing which everybody should follow in their life, that one habit or one principle you would say?
One habit is to dream big and to chase your dream, however big or small it is, and be persistent enough to get those things, what you want in your life.
And like, what would be the one rule that everybody should follow to boost up their self-confidence? Because to keep trying and not like giving up, a self-confidence is also like very important and very needed component in that. So what would be that one rule to boost up the self-confidence?
That would be self-discipline is very important, whether it is small or big. Unless and until one is self-disciplined, you won't be able to do even a smallest thing. So once there is a self-discipline, then automatically your willpower will get strengthened. So everything will fall in place.
Absolutely, ma'am. So, going back to your journey, your professional journey has been, and you were talking with Mansoor. Have you ever regretted taking up the wrong client? Have you ever experienced something of that sort?
Client is client, okay? Whether he is wrong or right, it is my responsibility to get the things right out of him. Then it is my call. So I have never regretted. I have never regretted.
Sometimes people misinterpret, no, even they are very happy and joyous at the first, ready to cooperate, but at the same time later on when they are not getting their desired job done, they just start poking the lawyer again and again, and using not so good things. So that is what I'm asking, have you ever experienced something of that?
Yes. That has been part of my journey as well. But then I think that you should let go of this client. That if they want to go away from you, you should allow. Because there were so many clients with me. They said that you did not do this, you did not. But I know I did it my best, my 100%. So if I am not guilty, if my conscience says that I have done everything, whatever he says, it's his lookout, not mine.
Yes,
that is what my principle is.
And that should be the principle of every lawyer, I would say. So a great tip, ma'am. So my next question to you would be, ma'am, we were talking about the rules and the principles. So my one very similar question to that would be that how to boost up a person's, how should a person boost himself at his lowest point, when he is has defeat, feeling like failure and not ready to come up again and fight to the world? What should be his go-to next move?
बहुत यूनिक कहावत है, परिवर्तन संसार का नियम है. Change is inevitable. If you are low, this time will also pass. Give that time to accept that feelings, that yes, I am feeling low, I am feeling sad. Accept it. Love yourself. What all things you did, what all things you have not done. Just evaluate and slowly you'll come out of it. That's all I can say, because I do the same thing when I am feeling very low, because it is a part of life. At times you are very high, at times you are very low. So when you are very low, nobody else would come near you at times because you don't want to speak to anyone. It's you only who can help yourself. And these are the areas and these are the very crucial points from which you can come and revive yourself.
Absolutely, ma'am. So who do you follow as a role model for career?
All those who inspire me, all each and everyone who inspires me. That may be my opponent, my friend, not a specific role model in my present career, but at the initial stage and still now I have been following my senior who made me select this path in addition to my father, Mr. Sheikh.
Great, ma'am. So if you are asked to describe yourself in one word, what would that be?
Legal Disha, that's all.
Amazing. And my last question, ma'am, what one advice would you give to all the budding legal professionals who are watching our show?
I would tell them to explore all fields at the initial stage of 50 years of time and read a lot of judgments. Because unless and until you put hard work at the initial stage, you will not be able to identify where your interest lies. Okay, so do everything, explore each and every area of your field, and then you decide which area you want to select and go further. That is what I would like to tell all my friends.
Thank you so much for the tip, ma'am. And it has been an amazing conversation. The time has passed so quickly. Like we were so engaged in your conversation and so enlightened with the tips that you have provided us. So thank you so much. Now over to you, Mansoor.
Thank you, Joel.
Okay. All right. So Dishaji, let's go for the next question. So this is the rapid fire, or you could call it the fun element. Okay. So these are some questions that are going to make you think about life again. So whatever comes to your mind, you have to answer. Okay. All right. Okay. So Dishaji, if you weren't a lawyer, what would be the profession you would be in?
Yes. Company secretary.
Why so?
Because I used to be an assistant to my senior, and I used to enjoy that work.
Okay.
So I thought over a period of time, I'll do company's secretarial job. So that would be very, what they say, challenging.
Okay.
So, ma'am, like if not ADR would have been your niche, what would be the other field you would have liked to explore?
Cyber law.
Yes, ma'am. Like it's very trendy right now, and it's like evolving at a great extent. So,
Yeah.
Absolutely. Mansoor.
All right. So Disha, yeah. Okay. So Dishaji, given the chance that you can only get one food to eat for your entire lifetime, ठीक है, उसके अलावा आपको कुछ खाना मिलने वाला नहीं, पूरी जिंदगी वही खाना खाना पड़ेगा आपको. What would be that one food you would like to eat?
Dal chawal.
Okay.
And like, ma'am, do you like to travel or like stay inside in your cozy room when you are at like holiday, enjoying your holiday?
I would like to go out and stay in greenery.
Traveling, that mean like, yeah.
Yes.
So my subsequent question would be, are you a mountain person or a beach person? What would you prefer then?
Come again?
Are you a mountain person? Would you have, like you said, I will prefer sitting in a greenery, then will that be like in a city where there's a beach or between the mountains enjoying the view? What would be your preference?
Definitely I would enjoy going on top, because from top the view is completely different. It is more abundance at top.
Absolutely, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So Dishadi, this is the last question for this round. Okay. Okay. Given the chance that you would get a chance to go back in time, okay, you would get a chance to go back in time. Who's that one person and why you would want to meet?
I would like to be the younger Disha, who used to enjoy when mom used to do makeup to her.
So sweet.
Okay. Okay. All right. So Dishadi, we are coming to an end of the session of our coffee conversations. Any last thing you want to tell our audience before we wrap up?
Have fun in life. Have self-love.
You know, yeah. Okay.
Fun
Okay.
in life in the sense, do whatever you like the most to do, and keep reading, keep learning, because when you stop learning, so many things stop in your life. That's all I would like to tell my friends and all the viewers of Coffee Conversation.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Disha. It has been an amazing journey. And we're looking forward to have more such conversations with you. Thank you, Jolly, for being
Definitely.
all right. Thank you,
Thank
Jolly,
you,
for being an
Jolly.
amazing
Thank you.
co-host. And we'll catch you in another episode, guys.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, Mansoor.